What is up, y'all? It's your girl 𝔾𝕚𝕣𝕝, that pretty little queen on the scene, and I'm coming at y'all with another YouTube video. Welcome back. Okay, now that we are back, I feel like us as a whole, the family, I feel like we can come up with our group name. As you can obviously see by the title, today I'm going to share a bit of my background with you of basically like my Christian journey, where I'm at now, where you guys will come in and witness more and more. So yeah, there may be a couple of tears, but I don't have time for that because y'all, it is 6:19 at 7:30. I have a show to attend to of my great dear friend. This is his first college theater show as a freshman, and I'm so proud of him that he's finally found a place where he feels like he belongs, and I know he is thriving. I've literally been here for 2 days. I'm gonna be here for 2 more days. Yes, friend, I am so proud of you. Okay, y'all, let's get into the video. Basically gonna tell you guys about how old I was when I started my journey, where I'm at now, the things I pretty much had to go through being a Christian girly. Like, y'all, this life is not easy, but I promise you it is worth it. It is literally worth it, okay? I'm not telling you things that I've heard. I'm telling you things that I had to go through and what I know and where I'm at now. We're gonna get it done, okay? First off, I grew up in church already, but like every other kid whose parents make them go to church, I didn't find my true identity, and I didn't find my true relationship with God until I was 15, 16 years old. I got baptized when I was younger and everything, but I didn't truly understand the meaning of God, or never really had a God-fearing encounter until I was 15 years old. 15 years old was the roughest year of my life. And as a female, any 15-year-old female starting high school, being a freshman, you are literally opening your mind and your world to a billion different realms, okay? High school is tough. They reveal a lot of stuff to you, things that you wish you probably wouldn't hear, things that you wish your parents probably would have taught you before. School really doesn't teach you about life. It teaches you about the analytics of it all, but I wish in high school they taught me a survival class, how to survive with your emotions, how to survive with other people, how to live with regret, how to live with a lot of things, because you are going to deal with so many traumatic things. But I did not have my first God-fearing encounter until I was 15 years old. Like every other female girl, right? Every other teenage girl, and I had a boyfriend at 15 years old, right? And he wasn't just some random boy, okay? He was a boy that was going to the church. I found me a Christian boyfriend, or so I thought was a Christian boy, but we'll get into all of that a little later, okay? But I fell in love, or what I felt like was love, and it brought so much heartache, so much pain. It was my fault for getting myself into that situation, but it was hard trying to get out. When you get into something, please understand that you cannot control the consequences of trying to get out of that thing, okay? It was very hard. I had a boyfriend and I wasn't supposed to. Ran away from home, and I was put in a group home at 15 years old. When you get put into a group home because of your family, you're not allowed to see them because you are in there because of them, right? You were in there to get away from them. And it was hard because I was one of those kids that grew up not getting the chance to go out with friends, do, you know, normal kid things like being able to go out, staying at your friend's house. You maybe got to do that as a group. We kind of grew up, and I'm saying we as in me and my siblings, whom I love dearly, but me and them, we grew up super fast and have a chance to have a true childhood, you know, to just enjoy being a kid. We lived and we learned. I have always had my foundation in church. I enjoyed going to church. I loved going to school, and I loved going to church. I loved being anywhere that wasn't home. I'm just gonna be honest. Home life wasn't easy, but it wasn't my parents' fault. I just think we all deal with things and we cope with things very differently. But for me, home life just wasn't it for me. So when I was at school, I was like a role model for other people. I always was achieving something. I loved being in plays. I loved doing things. I didn't start my first play until I was maybe a junior in high school, but I think my parents were trying to trust me again after being such a terrible 15-year-old. Sorry, mom and dad. But that's where it got hard. When I was in class at church, they would ask us, what does God mean to you? And they would always look at me because I used to sing in church with my parents. You know, I was on the stage and I was singing about God, but everything I was singing, I didn't feel like I knew, like I didn't doubt that he was all of those things. I just didn't feel it for myself. Like, so when people would say, what is God to you? I never had an answer. And they were like, you sing about him all the time. What do you mean you don't have an answer? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I haven't witnessed him yet. But when I went through all of that stuff, I've never called on someone more. I've never cried for someone more. I knew I got on God's nerves. And you know what? I think God has a sense of humor. I just knew God was probably laughing at me like, hey, you weren't the first one and you won't be the last. But I'm glad it finally took you this long to understand who I am. And now that you know who I am, I'm here for you. I started what my old home church did. They have this thing called DBS. It's like where we let the Holy Spirit facilitate the class. So basically we had a facilitator, and then it was like a therapy session, but God speaks to people in different ways. So we're all not gonna have the same answer, but we can see it from everyone's point of view. So when I started taking those classes, I used to not talk, but I took it with women. So I started seeing it from their point of view and started seeing that wisdom. And then eventually I started answering, and it sounded very wise. And I was glad that meant I was finally starting to hear from the Lord, you know, being able to just splurge out something that was really true to you. And you know, in that class. And I felt home in that class. I felt like I could connect with God. And then along with singing, it helped me sing on stage, not just singing up there, but actually living what I'm singing. I'm actually being able to show people through the gift that God gave me and being able to live that out. And for other people to understand what you do. I used to admire my mom so much. I used to just stand on stage and just look at her and just be in such an awe, because the way she would sing about how the Lord had changed her life and everything, and the passion she sings behind, how strong she sings. It's always been such an inspiration to me, and I love hearing her sing. Who is my favorite singer of all time? My mother. Okay, my mom is my favorite singer of all time. I had an awakening at church. I went and I cried, and I was holding my heart because I knew that was the most broken thing. I felt like the love that I wanted, the love that I was searching for, I could not find it in a person. Even the boyfriend that I had, right? He wasn't a terrible boyfriend, but the love that I needed, I couldn't get it from him. There was a void in my heart that could not be filled by a man, could not be filled by my parents, could not be filled by social media, could not be filled by food, could not be filled by a book. It could not be filled by anything except for getting to know the Lord and that connection with the Lord. And when I finally got that connection and I finally started finding out who he was for myself, everything changed. How I started reacting to situations back then versus how I react to them now, where I feel so much peace and so much calmness. Like, you guys, it literally was a whole change for me. And I started witnessing it when people would look for a reaction, when people would get more upset because I'm not giving them the reaction that they want. I'm talking about people that are older than me, guys. Come on. Like, God works in mysterious ways, but for me, he has shined so brightly on me, and I began to finally live in that truth. And then recently a situation had happened. A couple weeks ago, I was singing with my parents, and somebody that was about to leave the show had came up to me, and they said, I want to prophesy to you because the Lord is telling me to tell you something. She said, God is about to move for me in ways that I've never imagined, but it requires the removal of people that are close to me. Now, here I am trying to figure out who she's talking about because I don't have many people that are close to me. I have a very, very tight circle, small circle, y'all. I mean, tight as all get out, okay? I don't talk to many people. I don't go out that much. I love to work and I love to learn and I stay at home and that's it pretty much, okay? I can count on my hand how many friends I have and it's less than 3. So when she said that it involved the removal of people and it was going to hurt me, I was like, if it's for me to benefit, Lord, move the way you need to move. And so I couldn't figure it out. That next day, I had practice with a group that I am sort of in Tennessee. Shout out to New Gen. Y'all, I love you guys. We had a practice and it was a normal practice, but then at the end, the friend that had brought me, we had prayed and then he said, actually, can we pray again? And so we prayed again, but he was like, no, we need to hold hands and everyone needs to say something. I always get scared of praying out loud because I never know what to say. That specific day, all I could say was Jesus, 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 Jesus. And I kept calling the name. And y'all, the more you call the name, the more you like your life flashes in front of your eyes and you cry. Like it happens. Like it happened for me multiple times. That wasn't the first time I sat and called on Jesus. I've done it multiple times in the past. But because after I got that prophecy that next day, I felt it about to move. I didn't know who was being removed, but I allowed the Lord to be. I said, okay, Jesus, Jesus, I give you my yes. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And we began to worship. I began to cry. Everyone began to call out. People were holding me and telling me different things in my ears of things that I needed to hear. And the more that they were telling me, the more I began to understand, okay, this shift is about to happen. Am I going to answer the trumpet's call or am I going to run off and run away and, not receive what God is trying to give me? But I did. That's the thing. It came at such an unexpected time, but when it happened, the Lord let me know that he has me covered. I just have to say yes and be willing. When the situation happened, he revealed to me who the people were. And they were the 2 most dearest people in my life. I mean, the 2 most dearest people that I've done everything for. And I'm not gonna cry, but it needed to happen. It needed to happen because I've never felt so much joy. I've never felt so much peace. And I've literally came into relationships with new people who have literally done nothing but bless me and help me and are teaching me that feeling things is okay. Like needing help is okay. Stop being so dependent on the wrong people. You are not alone. Like, oh my goodness, I said I wasn't gonna cry, but I'm obviously crying. Like, guys, but it is so true. Like, I had to get out of my own head that life was okay just with this much. And God had so much for me. And now I'm living that truth. I didn't think I was ever going to be there and be present for a friend who's always been there for me. And now I'm here today. Literally had to go an hour away and I've been here trying to support because I love my friends and I wish I could always do more for them instead of just buying them stuff, but be there. Sometimes it doesn't matter about buying stuff. It's just being present. If you can be present, if you can be there, if you can show up, if you can make it for them, sometimes that's all they need is presence. And so I actually am so proud of myself that I was able to come this far and be here for my friend who deserves absolutely the world. Even though it was a hard situation, I thank God for putting me in that. Because sometimes if you hear the Lord, he'll move you, but you just have to answer and be ready. Like I said, this walk with God is not easy. It's never been easy. It was not easy for Jesus to get hit and to carry that cross on his own in front of all those people who mocked him, teased him, whatever, laughed at him, spit on him. That was not easy. So why do we think that this walk is supposed to be easy? It's not. We have to literally die to ourselves every single day. We have our own crosses to bear. It may not be as physically damaging as it was to Jesus, but that pain, that heaviness, that weight is still there, and we need to treat it like we're getting those whips, okay? It may not feel like that physically, but mentally it is there. For me, it was there, but I feel so much peace. I feel so much lighter. Literally, it was raining a couple of seconds ago. I don't know why the sun is literally shining on me like this. I am embracing and enjoying the life that God has for me, and I cannot wait to move in, more purpose, ready to share with the world what God is doing for me. This has been a longer video than the last one. I apologize, but I hope you guys loved it, loved it, and I hope one day you guys can share your own stories about how God has changed your life and how you are going to change the rest of the world, because it's not just you doing it, it's him doing it with you and him shining through you the way he is shining through me and on me right now. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and please share this video and share your own stories, okay? Even if you want to share them with me but not out in front of everyone, you guys can follow my Instagram, DM me, let me know. I will respond back. If you guys ever have questions, need anything, let me know, okay? I am here for you because you are here for me watching this video, and I appreciate it. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening to what God has done for me and how God has changed my life, and I know he's going to do the same for you if you allow him to, okay? Let him do what he needs to do. Don't let him have to humble you, okay? Because that humbling hurt real bad. You don't believe me? Read some of them books in the Bible, okay? Some hips got broken. All right. All right, bye guys. I gotta go get ready. Love you.